So I'm grateful. I am so grateful for you taking the time to do some truthing. I really believe it heals to hear how other people are thinking and feeling. And when I believe so much of what we see is not the truth. So to have people who are courageous enough to tell their truth is a gift. So thank you for gifting us.
Yeah, no problem.
We were talking about, we have the standard greeting, how are you, right? And then people always respond, fine. And I don't know if we're really fine right now. It would be difficult to be fine because the world certainly is challenging, to say the least. What is your truth right now as far as how you are managing the world as it is right now?
You want to go?
And we'll just go back and forth. It'll just flow.
Yeah.
No, it's not like we don't have to raise hands. It's not third grade. You just flow with the flow. We can cut each other off. Just go.
So first, can I address the how are you question?
Yes.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
the how are you question. I think, well, for me, and I tweet about this a lot, the how are you question, I'm always going to be fine. Even though I may not be fine, I'm always going to be fine because I think confession, positive confession, eventually catches up with the brain. You know what I'm saying?
I got that.
So I
Try to
believe,
keep it positive.
I try to keep it positive because I don't know what the next person is going through. So I'm always going to be fine because if I tell you if I'm not fine, what can you do about it, really? You know, and who wants to hear my pain or what I'm going through?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
So
I appreciate the truth.
Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
that gives me strength.
So listen,
Okay.
so this is perfect. So like when I ask people, how are you? And no, people ask me, how are you? Well, do you really want to know? And they're looking at me like, what do you mean? You know, and I appreciate when people open up and say something. I guess they're either probably at that ends wit of they're so tired and they say something and then, well, tell me more, come here. Because normally they're out at this door, like they're walking past, because I normally have this door at the shop open, and they walk past, and I'll say, hey, how are you? And there'll be something, and then I'm like, well, come here, let's pray about it. And they don't expect that. And people are like, we need more people like you. And so that's why I jog. That's why I keep on, because I know I have to show up. I know somebody's going to need to hear this positive, just something.
Yeah.
And so that's why I keep jogging.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying. However, if I'm in a good mood in the morning and I'm coming into work and I say, how are you? Some people, I know what it's going to be. And that dampens my mood. I don't want to hear the complaints first thing at 7:30 in the morning. So I think I think I'm speaking when I say the how are you, I think I'm more or less that's geared towards my job.
Right.
Yeah. The
Because
job.
Right.
it's constant dumping. And I'm in the educational field, so
Yeah.
they're dumping when I ask how are you. So I'm very careful now. I'm selective who I ask.
Well, I'm really curious though, because of the world. When I say how are you, I really want to know how people are because I'm genuinely concerned about people's mental and emotional state right now. And so I do mean it, but I do get what you're saying about being positive. And I always put a positive spin where I'll say, well, at least though, but I'm thankful that this is happening.
Right.
Like I'm thankful that I'm here.
Right.
Or, you know, I'm
Gratitude.
thankful. I do try to show gratitude, but I'm very honest. I try to be, if, you know, certain people ask me, right, how I'm doing. But how are you? Like, how are you? I'm talking about not what's happening, not to share your personal business. I'm talking about with the world, the chaoticness. Is it chaos? Is chaoticness?
Yes.
I don't know if that's a word.
Chaotic,
I'm
yep.
using it tonight, today if it isn't, of the world right now.
Right.
I am, so I help, they call me Queen of the East for that. I help the people in the street. And it's something about me caring, like how you said, like you really want to know, like I care. And helping people is something that is needed. And it brings me a piece of joy. And so jogging, eating properly and getting rest it allows me to be okay, so I can sustain,
Give more.
yeah, give more and sustain the mess of today's society.
So you feel as if you have heightened your self-care
Yeah,
just to be able to
maintain.
maintain.
Yeah, so,
That's one of the tips I've given people. I said I think it is time for people to really hyper focus on taking care of themselves.
income, so
Yes.
you can produce a good outcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
The income in your body. People think income is money. No, it's what you put in your body.
Yes.
Income.
Yes.
So you can put a good outcome.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think I'm dealing with it pretty well. I think because what's getting me through this is praying and understanding there's some deeper things that are going on.
It's something that
Yes.
prayer.
So,
prayer.
So I'm focused.
What do you mean by
on
deeper things that are going on?
there?
Because the only reason I'm asking because I always tell people, I always believe that the universe is working in our favor. I really
universe is
believe that,
working
and so
for
I
the
don't know. And maybe this, sadly, this is the destruction of this country as it was, but maybe we needed it to be destroyed so we can build it to be better.
Absolutely.
So even though it seems horrible, I do have this unwavering faith that it's leading to something good, which keeps me relatively calm.
It is.
Before it could get better, it has to get worse, and
Correct.
we haven't seen that yet. We're going to continue to see ruin after ruin after ruin until we get into the place of a more peaceful state, peaceful world. I think
Fair, I hope. Just
The age
fair.
of the Aquarius.
Yes.
That's what's at hand.
history repeats itself. So I think, although I don't think we've seen this before. I think like our parents, people that have come before us have seen this before. So we kind of know that things will get better. I think that anything that's happening in the earthly realm is also going on in the spiritual realm. So, it's prayer for me.
So prayer's helping you take care of yourself.
And prayer, definitely prayer.
Yeah.
Definitely prayer.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the thing that's keeping me, actually.
Yeah.
And are you blocking things out? Because we talked about earlier, like
Yes.
not watching the news as much. I have to be aware of the news because I talk about it.
Right.
But my news is so filtered. Like I am so hyper focused. If it does not involve, not that I don't care about all people,
Right.
but if it does not directly impact Black people,
Yes.
I am basically tuned out.
It's irrelevant.
I have no idea what's going on because I can't take it all, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so, and because I very much read I'm on Black media, I read Black newspapers, so that does very much filter out a lot of things. So
Right.
people will say, you didn't hear about the so-and-so. I said, what?
What's
Because
going
it'll be,
on?
because I don't know if it's not like something that's the Black community related, I don't know too much. Unless I feel like it affects us. So of course I know a lot what's happening with immigration right now because I think that we're right there
Right.
on the chopping block. So
Absolutely.
I'm paying great attention to the movement
Yeah.
of getting rid of brown people.
Yep.
Word.
Yep. I agree with that. I do watch all of the news because I just, so I can know how to pray because, it affects us. Bottom line, like you said, it affects us
What
as
to
Black
pray
and brown.
for.
Yeah. How to pray.
Yeah.
And, canceling out some things because
Yeah.
I've seen, prayer that does work, canceling out some things that the court rules against our friend. I see it's working. It may not seem like it, but it's working. So that's the only reason why I look at it, and just so I can be aware, because being in the field that I am, it affects some of the people that I'm working with. Yeah. So
Like you said, it's not what it looked like. It's not what it is.
Yes, I do believe
right.
that.
Right.
So what else, because I really try, I know people are struggling right now, right? What would your advice be? You have prayer, very much taking care of yourselves, blocking out what you need to block out. Because what I'm concerned about, I want people to block them out, but I don't want people to be so incredibly distracted by the dumb stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, something came out today with Nicki Minaj and SZA.
Right.
And when I tell you, it just showed up on my social media feed 100 times. And I was like, okay, it's distraction time.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe they love when Black women in particular
There
are
you go.
fighting.
There
It's
you
like
go.
a fetish. Like they want to
Absolutely.
show us as women who can't. I do not see them doing it with other stars.
They say
And I get so mad that we fall into it.
the nation is no higher than this woman. But
Ooh,
Elijah
child,
Muhammad,
yes.
That's
The
the
nation is no higher than
this
this woman.
So
Yes.
they are putting all everything that they can do to hinder a woman with their self-confidence, with
Yes.
distracting their children with things like it's anything.
Well, it's driving me crazy because I see the people like, it makes me mad because I have been accused of, like, I get a whole lot of white detractors in my comments, and they'll say, well, you're just doing this for views. And I'm like, honey, I know how to get views. If I wanted to talk about P. Diddy,
Right.
if
You
I
can
wanted
do
to talk
that.
about what happened
Right.
to Love in His House, hell, if I wanted to talk about my personal life, I could get some views.
Right.
Right? I'm saying I know how to get views.
Right.
Talking about what I'm talking about is because I care about my people, and I know we can't be but so distracted
Right.
that we're not paying attention to all of the stuff that's happening, and we're not resisting it in some form
Correct.
or fashion because we're so worried about SZA and Nicki Minaj. And I want to call SZA and Nicki Minaj and be like, we don't have time for this BS right now.
Right.
What you're doing, you're on the right track. I don't think you need to call them. I know you don't need to call them because it'll just be another distraction.
It'll be another
Exactly.
distraction. I mean, I don't know them to call them,
Right.
but I do wish that our because whether they like it or not, our stars are our leaders by default because
Yes.
people pay attention to
Idols,
them.
and it say in the Bible, don't follow.
Don't
idols.
follow, but we do.
Yeah.
People do, and so I think that Black women have come to believe that fighting and carrying on and acting a certain way is normal behavior.
That's what they're portraying on the TV.
Love and
now.
hip hop and housewives and all those things. that I can't personally can't watch.
I love peace. Like I love listening to my
see.
waterfall
Yeah.
and the jazz, and the hearing my tea kettle
Right.
steaming over.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
the birds chirping, and like they take that away from, especially Black people, so much.
I think
Yeah.
they take
The
it away from Black
television.
people and
I
try to
don't like-
act as if
Yeah.
we're always at war with one another. And I'm just frustrated with us as a community that we're buying into it. And it's not all of us for sure.
Right.
And then a lot of times, these producers, and I hate to say this, the producers manipulate it and set up these fights when there's actually no
script.
beef
Yeah.
between the two. You know?
Or we also set them up because we know we get like
More
like I've heard Nicki
more-
Minaj, like, I mean, she's been talked about more because she hasn't really come out with anything in a while, I don't think, than she has before, has she?
Yes, with
Okay.
Beyonce.
Oh, I know,
and
but
Jay-Z.
But I'm saying it's
Yeah.
these fights that are giving her
Yeah.
relevance more than it is her craft and her
Right.
art lately. Not that she's
Right.
not
Right.
a talented person, but I think that the drama is bringing her to the forefront. And
The
so some-
negative fuse.
Yes, yes. So I believe that we as people, because one of the tips I said that to get us through this way, I said we need to overlove each other.
That's why they created me. Like I love love. I love no matter what can go on, no matter what go on. I don't know how. You know, like I don't matter what goes on. I have that energy to put out love. Like when you came in, I hugged you.
Yeah, that's I'm a hugger too.
Yeah, like because people, we need more hugs. That's the thing.
Even I left here to go to the Jamaican restaurant right around the corner. But she was too nice. I like Jamaican restaurants, but they got to be rude for me to think that the food is good.
good, right.
But yeah, she was just too
Really
nice.
nice.
Yeah, she really, and the food is good at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But I met some brothers sitting out on the stoop, and it actually made sense for me to cross the street earlier, but I crossed it later so I can just greet them, you know,
Right.
because I just wanted to like, hey, how you
Always
doing, brothers?
Absolutely.
Good to see you.
Right.
And I was like, we need to speak to each other more,
Yeah.
show each other kindness. I try my best to like more than I ever have before, because I think we need that. I think it's time for us to unite like no other.
Yes. I like how you said we need to overlove. That's, I think that's what I'm focusing on this year, and overloving because of everything that's going on.
Like, it's a scripture: faith, love, and hope abide all three, but love is the greatest.
Yep.
It's love. Like, how did we get here? Love. Our
Love.
parents, they were in some type of whatever it was.
Something
It was
something.
love,
Yeah.
right?
Something.
You know, so it's love that gets us here,
Yeah.
and it's love that's going to get us through.
It is love that's going to get us through, and each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you're not seeing anything else right now, I think we should be seeing that all we got is each other.
So
Yeah.
love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah.
I'm written on them scriptures.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Which
good.
is why I think I want to, when we talk about loving ourselves, ways that we can do that, so we can speak to one another, we can be patient with one another.
Patience.
But what else can we do with one another?
Look, I'm 15 minutes of workout. Went like,
Oh, you mean talking about our individual?
it will release that cortisol, and like when you get outside. So I do my 15 minutes, and I go out the jog. You know, that 15 minutes of working out, it will help. So when you get outside, you're able to put it out, output. You know, put the output of the love that's needed.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question: when we talk about love, that's one, because I see love as a form of resistance, and Black unity as a form of resistance. Do you think that it's time for us to resist? Do you think it's time for us to resist, like what's happening, to protest, or to, like, do you think it's time, or should we just, because some people are like, I'm just sitting back and I'm praying, I'm being peaceful, and I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Does protesting work for us?
So
Does protesting work for us?
Yeah.
people sit for anything and stand for nothing. People sit for anything and stand for nothing. And when they are in a position, first they'll be an individual, you know, somebody might not agree with something, and because other people are agreeing or conforming to whatever it is, they will feel a certain way and not stand for something. And you know, this indoctrinated in the schools. So you know, this has been, you know, it's been going on forever. And I remember when I conformed. I was like 5 years old in the playground at Utah Marshburn. And these two girls, like, I was like, I want to play with somebody. Everybody was all clicked up. I was always the odd one. And there was these two girls, and I went over to them, and they was like, yeah, 2 + 2 is 5. And I looked like, wait a minute. My mama would have kicked my butt last night if I get this math right. I'm like, no, I did my homework. 2 + 2 is 4. I'm like, no, Marlena, you're crazy. And I'm like, because I wanted to be. I said, okay. I remember saying this, 2 + 2 is 5, and stood next to them. And 20 years later, I deconformed from all of it and created my brand and just stood in, I know what's true. And, you know, I created a brand from my differences. Yeah.
Which is the way to do it.
It is. Yeah, like standing for something, and not just sitting for whatever they're giving you.
You asked a deep question. You said, do protests work? I believe they do.
Okay.
And the only reason I believe they do somewhat is that it forces people to pay attention. I believe that there's so much corruption and terrible things that happen, and they just get away with it. And because most of the time we're quiet. But I know when people protest, it makes me like pay attention. Like when I see people marching, I'm like, well, what are they marching about? Oh, this child was murdered by the police. Let me figure out what's happening.
Protesting brings attention, and you think that's
well, so like for instance, I'm thinking about all the police cover-ups that happen, right? All the time, and I think the police really rely on us just saying, oh, okay, and just fading into the background. But we have gone out and we have marched and we have said, you know, no justice, no peace. And so it made it where other people knew about this killing, or a child, you know, somebody was shot in the, like recently a child, Jabari Peoples was shot in the back. He's a college student in Alabama. I would not have heard about it if there weren't some sort of protest, right? Because it's not like the news, that's not Black news. Black media is coming out to talk about our issues. So it forces people to at least talk about it.
okay.
Which puts a level of pressure. Like sometimes I believe that body cam footage is released or things like that happen because of the protest. Do I think it makes this? I think the most effective protests are economic, like the Target protest.
Yeah.
I believe that you got to talk the language of the people who you're trying to talk to.
Right.
And money talks and BS walks in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest protest.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I just didn't understand, the other protests.
Yeah.
Like, I often question when I'm looking online, like, what is this going to solve? They're just marching. What is this going? They're just walking. You know what I'm saying?
What's frustrating?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very frustrating. I'm like,
But sometimes, what else can we do?
yeah,
It takes someone spoke up, like you said, with that protest with the guy.
yeah,
Someone spoke up. They were tired.
Yeah.
It takes one person.
It takes one person, and then now because now the family is getting media coverage, and
Right.
I've seen it covered now on social media, and so sometimes you just have to scream and yell, right? And
Right.
you just have to let someone know, like, this is not going to go away. But I have told people, like, the major protest, I don't believe that Black people should be out there because we know that we're targets.
and and that's what I'm saying. Like, we just need to be careful of those spaces that we're protesting. And I love the economic protest, even though we know Essence Festival had the backing of Target, but I'm
By that time, people had bought tickets and things like that. And we have to understand, well, that's a whole nother, the whole Target thing is a whole nother thing. But Target, though, they're feeling it.
Yeah.
They're feeling it, which
Yeah.
makes me so happy. I wouldn't want to be shopping there a whole bunch of times. Which goes back full circle. Another way that we can show love to one another is by supporting Black businesses.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a Black business owner, would you like to say something about that? We're in your lovely
Yes.
salon. How would we call this? What do you call this?
Chicky and Co.
Chicky and Co.
Chicky and Co. Mad Behavior, and I appreciate you being here.
I'm so happy to be here.
And
I want to go
I
shopping.
appreciate you being here, really do. And so I only spend my money Black, and I make sure I know where these people are, and it's really big.
That's a major.
It's really-
Now
it's really big.
that's a way to show love.
Yeah.
People come here and they feel great. They feel okay. Like in other places, like I've heard like, oh, I went to the store and they didn't treat me right.
Right. And we
You're
keep
gonna-
going back.
yeah, right. You come here, you're gonna get more than what you thought you were gonna get.
You'll get more
know.
than some
Yeah.
fashion.
Yes.
So, how do you feel about there's a wave of white companies stealing Black designers' ideas? Like every time I go on Instagram,
That's not a wave. That's nothing new. They've
Right.
been stealing from us since day one. I mean,
Right.
you even go back to the African prints. You look at Fendi, Gucci,
Those are
Versace.
all
That's all
African.
African.
Yep.
All that's African that they stole from us.
Yeah. So so it was a time period I stopped posting my things on my social media because I didn't have the right branding and everything. I wanted to secure, so I stopped posting things because big companies over in the UK, they were like big companies. Like you could see on your story who were looking at you.
Right, right.
And I said, let me shut this down. And so, but they are stealing especially small businesses, especially Black women.
Absolutely.
They're stealing.
'Cause
They're
we're so
stealing.
creative.
And they also, when they take, what are those things called when they send them to the companies in the other country to make the items?
Oh, yes.
When they send those
manual.
drafts,
Yeah.
they go ahead on and take those drafts and make their own.
Yeah.
You
And they do it, I think, to the smaller companies
Yeah.
because they think the smaller companies won't sue.
Oh, you know how expensive it is to sue people?
Exactly.
Documents, things aren't lined up correctly.
Yeah,
branding,
exactly.
Right. All and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about when you talk about protesting. I don't know if you guys remember TikTok, when we used to have those big TikTok dances. They were
Yes.
all created by Black creators. Like the dances were all created, and then but within 24 hours, the white creators would get them. And then they would be on the talk shows. The white creators would be on the talk shows, Jimmy Fallon and stuff like this, making all this money. And so finally, the Black dancers just stopped dancing. They just stopped creating because they're like, why create? We don't make the money.
Right.
We don't even get the fame. They don't even shout us out, and they're just stealing. So it's sad how we would just be, our creativity is shut down.
It's shut down.
That way. Has it ever? So you didn't post, but you were still creating.
I was still creating, and I kept it amongst a lot of my sales. I do online or so forth, but people know me is by word of mouth, and if you know me, you know me, and then people send people to me, and I like it. That's that old school way. If you want to get in contact with somebody, you know where to find them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and so it works.
Yeah.
That's good. Obviously, it works.
Yep. I like that.
So we want to. So another way we show love is through supporting Black businesses. I know I definitely actively try my best to. I do more and more each year. Like more and more and more each year, I try to support Black businesses. And people always say, "Well, what about?" Like, well, have you heard this? Like when they complain about Black businesses.
Yes, I've heard
All the time.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
don't know how to
that's-
do business. We don't know how to show up on time. Every time I go to this store, they're out.
Yeah.
All kinds of complaints.
And yet we'll keep going back to a business where we say they treat us like trash.
Right.
They
And-
accuse us of stealing. I walked in there, they gave me no customer service.
Right.
We'll go back to those businesses.
And then the biggest one that I see on social media is the beauticians, the hairstylists,
Right.
because of how they charge. These newbies are charging,
Well, that does need to be worked out. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I think that something's been going on.
Yeah.
I like the old school stylists. 'Cause
Me too.
It's something
With the
is
price
going
wheel, the
right,
price wheel.
and,
Yeah.
and I do believe though that this is what I mean by love. When I see a problem, what I say is, we have not had the same education opportunities as our white counterparts,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. Some of us have never learned customer service. Not trying to be funny. Some of us have never learned how to treat a client, or somebody needs to say to you like, you don't want to be hostile to a person from the beginning. It's got to
Right.
be an easy experience. You gotta, and so I take it as an opportunity to teach people when I see them make a mistake. So if I went to a hairstylist, and they were not being professional, I would say, I want you to be successful. Let's talk about this. I really would.
Yeah, instead of going and talking about it amongst your cousin, like, oh, this person, this, and that.
Right.
Okay, look, please tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
Please.
Help me.
Help
myself.
Help me. Okay?
Help me
Well,
get better.
Critical
I
critical feedback. I love that.
Yeah.
It's okay amongst us because of where we are as far as our maturity. However, we have to help our 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And our 20-year-olds, they're not trying to listen to us because you cannot tell me. That was the old school way of doing things. I'm about this money.
I'm so good
getting
at, but
the
my
bag.
thing is, I told people I don't have to live with who you are, but I gotta live with who I am, and who
Right.
I am is gonna do her best to make you
Right.
the best you. So I had recently had like a 30-year-old, and she went slap ass off on me. I ain't gonna lie, like, and I was saying it in the nicest, most gentle,
Yeah.
whatever way, and she went off. But my thing is, I'm responsible for me,
Yeah.
and I tried to tell you, and I believe that one day you will sit back and say, you appreciate. You may not ever
Yeah.
tell me, but I believe in the long run. I mean, my mom used to try to tell me stuff. I'd go off, and then now I look back like, oh, she was right.
Well, uncontrolled emotions and not knowing how to handle your reactions. I believe that's what a lot of life is about: controlling your reactions and managing your emotions.
Yeah.
Because emotions are real, feelings aren't, because they change drastically.
Yeah.
Feel each emotion and go through it. They didn't teach us that in school.
Yeah.
And then here we are, we're out here crashing out.
Crashing out.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I mean by like so much attention is given to people who crash out, and I think that what we value needs to change.
Right.
Like, okay, and I crashed out. I'm like, okay, that's not necessary. I mean,
It's not
sometimes I guess it
good.
is good,
Yeah.
but
Right.
that's not good. Like, that's not how you want to go through life. That usually
Right.
doesn't work
Crash
that well.
out and cry to God. Like,
Right.
if you're gonna crash out, go to God. Like, go to God. Like, crash out that way. You know, like people are out here in the public crashing out.
Yeah.
Really crashing out. I'm seeing it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do with, there's some people don't have the means to seek help, mental health help.
Oh, well, yes.
So they don't know how to manage those emotions. They're not taught to manage emotions.
Yeah.
School doesn't teach that anymore.
Broken home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Broken home.
Yeah. A lot of what we're seeing is our trauma from our childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Unhealed trauma.
yep. And that's why I crash out. Though, not me, but that's the way. That's why people crash out.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe also too. It's valued to crash out. Like I was taught
yeah.
to hold my emotions together.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when my mom passed away, I wanted to, you know, I tell people get down and just roll on the ground and lose my stuff. But I heard her in my mind like, you bet
You
not.
bet not.
You bet
I
not.
was looking
But
crazy.
now, right, exactly. But now it seems like there's almost like a reward when people get on there and they'll tell their stories. And
Right.
I broke this window and I did this. And I'm like, back in the day, I would have been if I did it.
Ashamed.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I had
You
friends who
told
cut
nobody.
guys' tires and stuff like that, but it was secret. Like we
Right.
weren't proud of it. But
Right.
now it almost seems like bad behavior is rewarded.
Yeah.
So, that's in the scripture. All that's bad is being rewarded, and all that's good is being shamed upon.
Well, what they say about what's going to happen and how that's going, because we need to get change
So
that.
in Revelation,
Yes.
like who's supposed to go will go. Like there's a place for people say the bad always be lasting forever or something like that. But there is a place for everybody. And the angels, the Holy Spirits and the angels, Ragu, he is for vengeance. And, the people who have died in the Lord's name and in his vein, it's in the scripture. It's in Enoch. He said, he's like, God, when will you venge me? When will you venge me? People out here, these people who passed on are looking for vengeance. He's like, just wait, there will be a time.
Yep.
And it's in Revelation.
Yeah.
It's all in,
Well, lately, that's one thing I don't like about myself because I'm looking for the vengeance. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
See?
I'm not gonna. No, I'm serious. I'm like, because it seems like
They're getting
the
away.
president
They're
of our
getting
United
away.
States
Yes.
gets away with everything.
Everything.
Like it just seems like there's nothing that will stop him. I mean, he's like the evil Terminator, and
Everything
I'm like,
has
He
Lord,
will have his day.
I have to
Every time
believe it.
Reason.
Yeah.
Everything has its purpose. Oh, matter of fact, Proverbs 16:4. Everything has its purpose, even this wicked in this day. So I stay on those scriptures. And
Yes,
it's
you
just to,
do.
like, it's to keep me
Yeah,
grounded and to know.
He's only, and to me, he's only for what I'm thinking is, he's only giving. God is only giving what the people prayed for, and the people
Right.
prayed for this. So yeah, I'm gonna give you what you. I'm gonna give you what you want, but you're not gonna like it.
you think the people prayed for this?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I think they wanted
They
it, but I don't
actually-
know
oh,
if
yes.
they prayed for it.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's in.
It seems
it's
all
the
wrapped in
Bible.
evil.
Like you said,
Yes.
it's a full circle life.
Yes.
It's in the Bible.
Yep.
That's Israel going through all that it's going through.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible.
Bible. It's going.
This is
He's
all
gonna
this
have
stuff
his
is
day.
in the Bible.
Yeah.
And some people are like, oh well, the Bible is rewritten and all this. Oh, well, let's do your research, and you can. There's sort like the elements in this world. The numbers don't lie.
Nope.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
So everything's in due time, due season.
He's gonna.
I
come
guess it's
resolve.
not in Randy's time because Randy.
Absolutely.
Randy's
not.
sitting over here. No, I know it's not. I'm just
Yeah.
joking. But Randy's
Yeah.
like, okay.
Me too.
Like, yeah.
I need something bad to happen. I know that sounds terrible.
Right.
But
Wait a minute.
it
You're
just
not the
feels
only
like-
one, because they
speaking
on
your
the
truth.
internet
oh my
like
goodness.
like when they gonna take.
Well, yeah, come on. Like when Iran talking about we gonna assassinate him. Like, do you need someone to show you where what is
Right.
going on? And I have never, I don't think, wish for someone's downfall like I do.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well, all right, ladies.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's
so
real.
Yeah.
That is so
This
real.
was great.
I appreciate the conversation. I
Yeah.
appreciate the truthing because I think everyone's going through it, and it's good to get different perspectives
Yeah.
on how we deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's do some truthing. Got one of the truthing cards.
Okay.
Okay.
Should black people be allowed to have all black private space? That's one question. And then should white people be allowed to have all white private space?
So is this a segregation question?
I think it's more about black spaces and white spaces. I wrote that specific question. There was, I didn't see the show, but I don't know if it was Love and Hip Hop or it was one of those shows where there was a non-black character on the show that felt that she should be allowed to come to something. She had a black partner, and they were like, "No, this is for black women or something." And so I just saw the discussion around it, and people were like, "Oh, you'd be wrong to do that if it was an all-white space." So I have my thoughts, but I would love to hear, because sometimes people get upset when you say, "Well, this is an all-black event."
I understand. I understand that this is an all white event, hey, have your way, do your thing.
I don't even want to come. I want you to
Right,
have it.
right, exactly.
Right.
I want so I can be myself, so I can be with my people. That's who I relate to. So I agree with we should have our own spaces.
I agree.
Yeah, we should have our own spaces.
We should have our own spaces. Like there's a time and a place for everything. And yes.
And you know what's fascinating to me? If I said this is a group for mothers, or this is a group for cancer survivors, or this is a group, it's all men's, whatever, people would not have a fit about it.
Right.
When black people want something of their own, and all of a sudden it's like, how could you do this? And have an issue with it. And I think we absolutely, I know I need to be just with my people sometimes because most of the time we are with all white people. When they say the question is should all white people, should they be able to have all white spaces? And they do.
Right.
It's called the United States of America for the most part.
I was almost like whitewashed at a certain time
Same, me
in my
too.
life. And I purposely reintegrated myself back into like this black environment because I was this close to just like being whitewashed. And I caught myself. I said, oh no.
I agree with that. I too. I didn't. Like I told you earlier, I read the black books. My mom made me read the black books when I was younger because I went to all white schools. And then I went to Howard afterwards. And that's where my whole world opened up. And I was like, whoa, there are different kinds of black folk.
Right.
And I love it. And I'm attracted to it. And there's just something, I wanted more of that. And once I got into that space, it was just like my brain took off. I began to look at things differently, and it just opened up so much more for me.
Like your true self.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was
wait
like,
a minute.
oh, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is not who
Connected with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got connected to myself, being in the black space. So
Well, it's something you said very interesting when you said there's all different types of black people, because I think this country has done a really good job of marketing us in one way. And so it's so fascinating to me when I see people like from other countries and they say, well, we learned about you all from the media, so they think all black people are one way.
Right.
But what I've realized is that black Americans even think that we're all one way.
Right.
And so when you're that black kid who's in a mostly white environment, you think that you're all alone, and so you're distraught because you're like, I don't fit in
Right.
anywhere.
Right.
And then you realize it's tons of black folks out there
Right.
who've been raised in all very white environments, or who like anime, or like whatever I said, whatever being black is, it exists in more than you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we're taught that. And I think our media does a great job of blocking that from us. It's like the true, full, complex, round black experience, because it's so different for different people.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have been talking about when we say we want all white and all black spaces, and they say, oh, but y'all want segregation. And I think what people don't get is when we said we wanted equal rights.
Right.
We wanted equal rights. We want opportunity to get the same jobs and make the same money.
Right.
But we didn't say we wanted to necessarily
What is
that
that?
we didn't want
They
our different
call it,
spaces.
Right.
What are they doing now? With the areas.
Gentrifying.
Oh, gentrified
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the gentrified areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't say that, but
Right.
It's funny you say gentrification, because they have these block parties in New York that they show that in Harlem,
Yeah.
Love Harlem.
and I keep wanting
Yeah.
to go to them because they look so fun, right?
Yeah.
And this past, I think it was Juneteenth.
Yes.
They had one, and they
outside.
showed like a group of white people, and people were like, "Oh my God, why do they have to be there?" But then they were
Right.
like, "Well, it's cool because they're not causing issues. At least they're coming to what's here."
Right.
But I wonder if I'm definitely split on that, because on one hand I'm like,
why?
I love that white people are cool enough that these white people are like, because I think it's rare that white people are cool enough to go to all black spaces.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? We have to do it all the time. But I
Right.
think they rarely would do it. So on one hand, that's like awesome. But on the other hand, it's like, we kind of just want it to be us.
And like, why are you here? Can't we have our own?
Right.
Can't we
But
have
it's
our
hard-
own
it's
thing?
hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
When you see that. I don't know. But so you believe in all black spaces? I think we need it for survival.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's a question in this deck that's similar to this. It says, do you become upset slightly when a person you know invites a non-black to an all-black thing?
I saw that.
Yes.
It doesn't bother me. I don't. Hey, I mind my business.
Because I have a friend whose relative started dating someone who was not black, and they would have these big family things, and it just drove her nuts that he would bring her to these things. And he's like, not because she didn't like her specifically, but she said, when you get with all black people, we had these conversations. You know, we're talking about.
Right.
It's just all of a sudden you're censoring yourself in a way you didn't have to, in a place that was supposed to be your safest space.
Right.
Yeah.
The filtering. I can see that. Yeah.
So all truth, I was married to a white man.
Okay.
I had to let him go.
And
Let him go. And I seen what I needed to see.
yeah.
And what I'm doing, it just made me press even harder. I seen what I needed to see. And he was out there. What is that area? It's where like the KKK were.
Damascus.
Going up 40.
So in Maryland.
Catonsville? Catonsville?
No.
Okay.
Well, you know, Catonsville is where the plantation is.
Yes.
CCBC, that was the plantation.
I work on
But
the plantation. I
girl,
work on the plantation.
girl,
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, I work-
like that.
And
You can
call
feel it going up that hill.
I call it the plantation.
You can feel it. I used to go to CCBC. You can feel it.
Yep.
What is that? Going up 95. I can't get it now. But I did like my dad when I talked to my dad about just
Aberdeen,
before.
that area.
Right,
Rising
going up.
Sun.
There you go.
Yeah, that's all in that
there you go.
area.
There you
That's,
go.
Oh yeah.
And this was recent. It was quite an experience, but I seen what I needed to see, and like he went, I guess a white man crazy, and I said, I have to go.
You man crazy.
Yeah.
What is
You know,
white man crazy?
Yeah.
Because I feel I've been talking about this, and I know any day my social media is going to be shut down because they're the ones who run it. And the day I was
Right.
like, white men seem so angry right now, like out their minds, angry, like what's going on?
It was strange because I thought it was love, and I thought it was love, and then I'm still working my way through it. Like, what was that?
That's how
Like,
you have to go
like
through.
was it he just wanted to have?
Like a black
Was
woman.
it a fantasy?
Fetish.
And flower me with everything, and then the truth come out.
Wow.
Very interesting.
How did you explain that to your son?
My son. Which part?
You being married,
Oh.
or is this?
Well, my son knows me. I'm a free spirit.
I'm
Okay.
Unjudgmental.
Right.
I go for who go for me. I go for who care for me.
Okay.
And that's what the portraying was at first.
Okay.
And it's like, what? It did, like the.
Wow.
It was like a whole 360. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in the twilight zone. I'm like, no. And I knew, I'm like, no, you will not catch me on the first 48.
Right.
I see you on the first 48.
That's deep.
I tried as much as I could. I tried. I'm like, because a marriage is a marriage.
Right.
It's a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
thing.
And
Yeah.
I knew what I knew, and God said, come to your truths.
Wow.
Yeah.
I told people, I've never personally dated anybody, even but a black man, but not because I had this thing that it shouldn't happen.
Right.
I'm just naturally attracted to,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it is. I don't know, it's my parents, but I just don't look at a white man and see
Right.
anything attractive. And that sounds horrible, but that is honestly my truth.
Right.
I'm not, although when I was in the Netherlands, but that's a whole different type of.
That's a whole different type.
Well,
of,
they don't. No, seriously, I had to do research. Like I was like, white people don't look like American white people, and they don't. They're
Okay.
some of the tallest people in the world. They are huge. Everyone is huge in the Netherlands. Like they're just big. I said I don't know what happened when they came over to the United
Right.
States, but not saying I was attracted, but I could see that they were attractive. I could see a different side of them. Oh, okay. And they have flavor. I don't know. They have flavor. They move. They dance. Yeah, there's not very different from white Americans. Very different.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean they have.
Yeah.
No, I mean they seriously are
Essence,
completely
something,
different.
yeah.
They have I do believe like this country has stolen a lot of people's souls. They have soul.
Oh,
They have
yes.
soul over there.
Oh.
Yeah. South Park. Yeah, it was okay. So we both all agree on that.
Yeah, I'm curious though.
Oh, I have pictures. I have videos. No, I'm serious. I'm not saying if I were to want to, I would
Right.
go over there. That's where I would go. And it ain't gonna be no white American. I'm definitely going over there.
Okay.
Yes. And you see a lot of people who, when they do date outside their race, they do go to Europe because that's just a different white
Yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Passport girls? Is that what we do?
Yeah. Oh, we should start Passport Girls.
Passport.
No.
That would be a great thing. Well, thank you guys for sharing
Thank
your
you.
truth.
Thank you.